What's up? Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell up above for future uploads, and check out the links posted in the description down below to support the channel. Thank you. Up skies, looks like climate change is after claiming another one. As we can see here from this article from NBC-DFW, former Jaguars guard Garland native Uche Nwaneri passes after collapsing at wife's home. The Tippecanoe County, Indiana coroner says no foul play suspected after the former NFL athlete passed of an apparent heart attack at 38 years of age. Of course, as you know, it's totally normal for 38-year-olds to have these issues. It's totally normal for athletic people to have these issues. It's actually very normal for athletes that are currently playing to have these issues, and actors, celebrities, people that you've heard of before, Justin Bieber, his wife. You've got Ray Liotta, you have Bob Saget, Gilbert Gottfried, Sergio Aguero, Christian Eriksen, Victoria Campo and her brother Shane Warne. Question marks still around those people, but don't ask any questions. The best thing about social media though is there's a lovely little trail that leads back to exactly what a lot of people are theorising about the cause of such issues that we're seeing right now at the moment. Of course, people like this guy, said, no, I'm going to do this that's been cooked up there over the last year or so. I'm going to take this, and so be it. Very interesting stuff. I mean, I'm after been reading medical journals over the last number of years. 20 years ago, they're looking for breakthroughs of how to grow new teeth. But all of a sudden, this stuff happens, and conveniently, a year later, then they push stuff out that a lot of people looked at and said, not sure about that. Everybody that's involved in this, what's that there? You're doing a program called Dope Sick. Has anybody looked at that? It wouldn't be that they'd repeat that again, would it? Oh no, they did. Right. So this is a comment that was a response back to Jeremy of Geeks and Gamers. And I've noticed as well too, the Geeks and Gamers community, a lot of people are actually posting messages towards them on public forums telling them, guys, you know exactly what's doing this, don't you? And you're sending out eulogies towards this guy who's known as someone that hosted a stream that had Zack Snyder on it. Remember, Zack Snyder came in and decided to backhand nearly everybody on that stream. Instead of anybody on that stream, of course, then responding to Zack Snyder and saying, how come you don't make that opening comment when you go on to the likes of Grace Randolph's channel? You don't make that there at all, do you? Weird, isn't it? He said this, so he made his medical information public, which was up to him, and in my opinion, this is the wild world that we lived in 2021, where people were happy to do this. Meanwhile, you've got politicians like here in Ireland, for example, that are talking about their private lives being intruded upon and wanting to have stricter social media laws because their private lives have been intruded upon. These are the same people, by the way, that were contemplating mandating you-know-what and had implemented passports within our own country here in Ireland. Meanwhile, just a year later, they decided to let people in ad nauseum into this country en masse that had ripped up their passports from their own country. But anyway, moving on to this here. He posted that in August, and in September he said this. Now, my opinion is this. People like this decided to cross people like me. So this is why you won't have any sympathy from me. I don't care about anybody that's out there that says, oh, show some respect. Absolutely not. Look at what this guy said. Okay, so let's get these Voldemort mandates and Voldemort passports up and running ASAP. Up for open discrimination and segregation, I see, just like Ron Perlman was too, by the way. We seeing children pass daily from the un-Voldemorted selfishness. Totally not true. Pregnant women at risk too. Funnily enough, as things turn out, well, not funnily enough because it's actually a terrible thing, they've actually recently put out data that says when people that are feeding, that being a mother, to their child, they can actually pass this stuff that they've taken to that child through that. Just saying. Protect life. Mandate the Voldemort. So he wanted you to be forcefully taking these things that were an experiment. Just to let you know. So if you have any qualms with why I do not feel any sympathy with this guy, that's not even getting to the last part of what he said. Mandating this stuff is absolutely out the window in terms of respect from me to you. Done. He then finishes it by saying, jail anyone who refuses to protect life. So that's why you won't see any sympathy from me. And it doesn't matter what people want to say, whether they say, well, he was human too. Well, he's gone now and you have to show respect. No, I don't. You look at some of Taylor Sheridan's projects there. Have a look at 1883. Have a look at 1923. Have a look at Yellowstone. They talk about masculinity and what happens when you cross people. It isn't looking back at these people and saying, oh, I feel sorry about that and whoops about that. It's about highlighting what these people did, showing what they did, and saying to everybody else, yeah, don't do that again. So anyway, that's another individual down. It's interesting to see that a lot of lefties have become very quiet recently, and you're seeing panic start to set in with an awful lot of these people, because what an awful lot of these people will jump in with is, oh, you keep blaming her on that, you keep blaming her on the one thing. You sound very nervous, and I would be if I was you. I can tell you that. I would be very nervous if I was you. Oh, you can't just, you don't know what it is with this suddenly stuff. Well, I have an idea, because it could be one of these things here. And if you want to say suddenly, if that's becoming synonymous then with deletion, and these people are all taking this as well, that doesn't bode well either way then for this, does it? Anyway, I'm going to leave the video there. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell up above for future uploads. Check out the links posted in the description down below. It's part of the channel. And I'll talk to you later. Good luck.